Hello, everyone. This is cybersecurity expert Reginald Andre, and I would like to just first off say thank you for watching today. I have been MIA. It's been about a month and a half since I have done a live video. So thank you guys for bearing with me. Thank you for sticking with me. It's been very kind of hectic in my personal and business life with my wife, with the nonprofit human trafficking work that she does, and then just on the business with some transitions and things that we are trying to get accomplished in the new year. And I found myself today, February the 3rd, saying, you know what, I can't let the head trash continue. I gotta do a video. I've been wanting to do a video for a long time. So thank you guys for sticking through and understanding about my circumstances and continuing to listen. So today I wanted to, since this is my first video of the year, I wanted to discuss 6 trends that I see happening, kind of predictions that I see happening when it relates to cybersecurity. Cyber threats are still up. We may not be hearing too much about it on the news anymore, and that's a different story of why. However, cyber threats are still happening, and it's going to get worse, unfortunately. You know, in different industries, when something bad is happening in industry, Congress, the government, people take steps to actually make it so that these things stop. So, for example, cars back in what, the 50s, 60s, cars, people were driving and they would get in crashes and they would get hurt, or unfortunately they may die. And what did the industry do? They developed airbags, they developed seat belts. But here in 2023, as cyber attacks are happening more, unfortunately, our industry is not doing as much as of the things that they should be doing in order to protect their system. So just like the car industry did the seat belts and did their airbags, unfortunately, our industry is not making or forcing businesses and governments to do things to protect their business. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the 6 trends that I see happening in 2022. So let's get to it. The first trend is that attackers will use residential home networks as their infrastructure. So with COVID happening and with more people working from home, they're outside of their business atmosphere as far as the infrastructure and the protection that they may have had in the business. People are now working more from home. And corporations do not want to pay for a separate internet connection for their office. You know, back in the days, if you had 1 or 2 employees that worked from home and everybody else worked from the office, and the business had to reimburse that employee for the internet or set up a secure network, that was fine. But now when you have, you know, your entire staff possibly working from home, that gets very expensive. And corporations do not want to provide separate routers and separate handoffs to their employees. So with that said, employers don't know anything that's happening when it comes to their employees' network. And unfortunately, employees, they just have, which is kind of standard, right? They go to Best Buy, Office Depot, they buy something off Amazon, and they just buy a router that is very, very insecure and very basic. But what happens is now you're bringing in this business computer into a home network where you have cameras, you could have different, you know, Alexas and all of these different equipment, and because they're not being updated, or maybe they don't have a good password protection. And what's happening is hackers are now going into these home networks, they're going into these home computers, and then from there skipping into the business computers, and they're kind of like hop skipping. So once they're into the computer network of the home, they then say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and try to get into the business side of the computers. Or even if the laptop's at home and the kid wants to go on some Minecraft game or something like that, and now they're using their parents' business computers, and then that gets affected. So that's another way. The second prediction that I have, and I don't want any of these to be true, by the way, but I just, based on the trends that's happening, this is what I'm predicting. The second thing is that more attacks will happen to managed service providers and IT support companies trying to get into companies and government agencies. So the thinking is this: why should a business, why would a hacker want to go and try to hack one company at a time? If they wanted to try to say, you know what, by the end of 2022, we want to hack into 200 businesses. Now, there's two ways they can do this. They can go individually, business by business, and try to hack them, or they can try to go after IT service providers like myself. I'm going to put myself out there. They can go after ARC solvers, and they can say, you know what, if we can hack into ARC solvers, we can now get access to all of their clients, because IT companies hold the keys to the kingdom. This is why it's so important that when you're looking for an IT company, you're dealing with a company that deals with cybersecurity first. Anybody can fix computers, anybody can add memory to your computer and make things go faster. But do they have a focus on cybersecurity? Because if whoever's managing your network and managing your computers, if they don't have that maturity in cybersecurity, they're probably inside their own business, not taking the security seriously and not doing the best steps to protect your business. So now the hackers go after your IT company, and then from now they have access to all of these people because maybe your IT company is not using the best practices. The third item is cyber insurance costs will increase, and your cyber insurance policies will mandate more cybersecurity tools and implementations, or they're going to cancel you. And we are seeing that a lot. About a year and a half, when we would get a cyber application for one of our clients to fill out, it would be about 1 page. Now it's 6 pages long. And they're asking detailed questions. They want screenshots. They want receipts. And that's, and I see that more happening because the banks, the insurance companies are tired of being banks. The insurance company's job is to limit their risk. They know they're going to have to pay, but if they have to pay, they're going to fight to pay. And now you have cyber insurance policies that are asking for more questions. And if you don't have certain firewalls, if you don't have certain plans, if you don't have certain protections for your employees, they will say you need to upgrade. And if you don't, we're canceling you. The next item is that legislation will increase as security incidents at private companies affect national security. And we saw this so many times in 2021, where, for example, you had the Colonial Pipeline, you had a meat industry, JBL Meats, where when these companies were affected with cyber attacks, it was a national security because 45% of the meat supply was now possibly stopped, or the oil productions in the East Coast was stopped. And this is all national security. So hopefully, I'm hoping that Congress and the US government finally put some type of rules in effect and say, look, if you're going to have a business and you're going to be that important to the American people, you have to have certain guidelines in your systems. Because just because these computers are large companies with thousands of employees, that does not mean that they're taking their cybersecurity seriously. Next, you're going to see more phishing attacks and stolen credentials. A burglar is not going to stop breaking into houses if nobody's stopping them and if it's profitable. Hackers are not going to, I'm a little rusty here, right? Hackers are not going to stop breaking into corporations and government systems if no one's stopping them and if it's not profitable. Nobody's stopping them and it's very profitable. So that's why I believe that phishing attacks and stolen credentials and all of that is going to continue. And lastly, security teams will remain understaffed and overburdened. And we're seeing that a lot of our industry, especially with COVID and all the mental health issues and things like that. IT companies and IT, even if it's your IT department internally, they're probably very, very rare you're going to see right now that they don't have a shortage. We all know about the staff shortages. And right now with cybersecurity, there's a negative unemployment rate, which means that there's there's not enough people. There's not enough people to protect the businesses and to be able to be hired in order to protect these businesses. And now, instead of working a 45-hour week, now businesses are asking them to work 55, 60 hours a week to protect them. And then not even having the budget to provide all the proper tools, because one person can only do so much. So unfortunately, I see that is going to continue. I hope that our schools, our colleges and universities continue to offer cybersecurity programs and let people know about what is happening in this industry and how, right, get a 2-year degree. Someone right now can go to college, to your local community college, with a cybersecurity degree. Don't have to do a lot of math, don't have to do a lot of English, cut to the chase and just straight classes, and they can come out making $50,000 a year with a 2-year degree. And this industry is not going anywhere. So that's my 2022 predictions. Thank you, guys. I hope to be able to start doing a couple of videos a week as I was doing before. And we will see you next time. I am Reginald Andre with Arc Solvers, and we are based out in South Florida. Thank you guys so much for watching.